Protesters gathered in Brisbane on Saturday as part of an ongoing campaign in support of Lex Wotton, an Aboriginal man who is currently facing sentencing over his role in a riot in Palm Island in November of 2004. The group is angry that Wotton is facing prison for riots that followed the death of Murungi Doomadgee in a prison cell on Palm Island, a death caused by police officer Chris Hurley.
We come here today because of the death in custody of Murungi Doomadgee on the 19th of November 2004. Brother Murungi was an innocent man. For whatever obscure reasons, a police officer I know as Senior Sergeant Chris Hurley arrested Murungi, took him into custody. He still hadn't been charged. He was transported to the Palm Island Watch House. A short time after that, there was a conflict between Hurley and our brother Murungi. Murungi was battered on the floor of the Palm Island Watch House. There were witnesses who saw that. He was then dragged bodily to the cell and left there. Very short time after that, he was found to be deceased. The coroner found that the injuries he had suffered that led to his death were injuries that were consistent with a major motor vehicle accident. He had 4 broken ribs, and his liver, which is one of the largest organs in the human body, was actually split in 2. So, and need an enormous amount of force to cause these injuries. And Brother Murungi was a fit, healthy man before he'd been arrested. And he died on the floor of the Palm Island Watch House. 7 days later, the Palm Island community were informed of what the autopsy results showed. The autopsy results showed that the only way Murungi could receive those injuries was through police assault in the watch house. The Palm Island people rose up. They demanded action. They demanded justice. And things happened, and certain buildings on the island were destroyed, and then you had a massive flooding of the police into the area. Police raced in with automatic weapons. They put balaclavas over their heads. They removed all forms of identification, and they terrorised and brutalised the island community.
Lex Wotton was charged after being accused of being the ringleader of an angry community.
Those of us who were there at the trial were affronted by the way in which the Crown pursued this case. There was no direct evidence that connected Brother Lex Wotton to the incidents of the riot. There were Crown witnesses who said in testimony that Lex had actually tried to cool things down. He was actually acting as a peacemaker. He'd even offered to have the police transported off the island and out of harm's way.
I saw Lex at Arthur Gorrie this week. He sent a message out to all his people to stay calm, to don't use violence, and to thank all his supporters.
Indigenous leaders and supporters have called for an inquest into deaths in custody.
Call for the Royal Commission of Aboriginal Deaths in Custody reopened. Roy Bramble witnessed Cameron Doomadgee being bashed in the cells. When he was released from jail, he told members of his community what he witnessed. Roy was a marked man. He was later found dead. Stand up. To me, Lex Wotton is a hero. He's a martyr. And we have to do it to those billions.
Many questioned the awarding of bravery awards to the police of Palm Island.
The police are going to receive a bravery award. And part of the bravery award was they were fearful for their lives. And you know what my son said to me this morning? He's 17 years old. He said to me this morning, he said, "Mom, how can they be fearful for their lives when they were the ones carrying the guns? They were the ones carrying the weapons." And my brother was walking, Murungi was walking really healthy, and he was loved by the Palm Island community, really healthy. 1 minute, he gets picked up for being a public nuisance. And then 1 minute later, he's dead, found dead with 4 broken ribs, his liver split in half, and his spleen ruptured. And now Sergeant Hurley received a $100,000 compensation. He didn't even own the house. He didn't even own any of the white goods. All he had was some clothes and some CDs. It's just blood money, like my auntie is saying. You know, and now the police are gonna receive a bravery award. While he's not driving, how can he now be sentenced? Almost will be probably getting a life sentence, 13 years to life, when you have a copper, Chris Hurley, where the coroner's report said, showed that he actually killed Murungi, and now he's walked free. Where's the justice? Where's the justice? And that's
we're living by two laws in this country. One law is the Aboriginal law, one law is the whitefellas law. We don't fit into the whitefellas rules. We don't fit into their rules. Our people were out there in Palm Island. Who were the terrorists on that night? Who were the terrorists of that night? Look, I'll tell you who the terrorists were the police. I got a brother on Palm Island. Women and children were getting kicked out of their beds, half naked, terrorized, their doors kicked in. So you tell me who the terrorist was and who should have been charged. Not Lex Wotton, he should have been the police. We're living by two rules in this country, two laws. The blackfellow law and the whitefellow law.
The consciousness of this nation needs to awaken. They need to see the reality of the truth. And the truth is, this is Aboriginal land, and we have not ceded any of our sovereignty to the invading peoples of this country. And for brothers like Lex, he took it up against the imperial force, the law, the criminal law of this country, the police that represent that law. And that's so just, that was so right of Lex, and he should be commemorated with a Medal of Honour and Bravery.
As a group of people here, we all join together, every single Aboriginal nation in this country, we all stand together. We say our brother's innocent. Our brother's done nothing wrong. He's come against the British colonial system. All those coppers that were on Palm Island were supposed to protect our people. They didn't protect our brother Murungi. They didn't protect him. They covered it up. They covered up a fraud. Chris Hurley covered up a fraud. They did the wrong thing. They had our brother hurt and he died in the jail there. And all them coppers, they covered it all up. They didn't come out the very next day and said this happened. So it's fraud. They can't charge our brother and put him in jail under fraud. And why did these people, these so-called coppers that were in that community, why did they have to be recommended? Why do these British colonials have to be patted on the back for subjugating the black people in this country? Why are they always rewarded? Why are we always put down? Why are we always discriminated against? Why are we always treated differently than other people in this country? Why are we the first people here?
The group held a vocal march through the city calling for justice for Indigenous Australians and Lex Wotton.